All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. This is episode 38 of the CoinOp Cowboys. We are hootin' tootin' and ready to bring you the best entertainment in the world, and that's a guarantee. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce each individual cowboy in the perfect order, and that is the most perfect order. And I don't care what you say, okay? That is a perfect order. Stop texting me. Before I ask the question, I want to remind you guys to like, subscribe, and follow. And the question I ask, go ahead and write along. And we'll pick our favorite answer, and we'll give you pick out our favorite and give you a gift TBD. So we've already dispatched a few presents, and hope you enjoyed that, listener. And the question for this episode, oh shit,
so prepared.
Okay, all right, and that question would be: is if you devote your life to solving one problem, what would it be and why? Again, the question is, if you devote your life to solving one problem, what would it be, why? And we're going to start with the first person in the perfect order. And that person is Steven.
Oh, remember when McDonald's had 39-cent cheeseburgers and 29-cent hamburgers? It's good times. Definitely not the same reality we're living in now. Anyways, howdy ho, cowboy fans and people. Angel,
yeah.
Thought-provoking question. Like it. I thought long and hard about this one, and there's a lot of problems in the world, and I don't want to diminish any of the other ones, but if I had to spend my life devoted to solving one problem, that would be the problem of 8 hot dogs in a pack and 10 buns in a pack.
I think you have that backwards. It's 10.
Yeah,
it's 8 buns, 10 hot dogs.
There you go. See, it's a big problem, and I would devote the rest of my life to solving this because it's simply how many packs do you have to buy before you have an even one? 8? 10? It's a common denominator there. 80, right?
Are they expecting you to like double fill some buns?
Yeah, they're like, well, 2 people don't want buns. They're watching the carbs, like they're making that decision for you. I don't want them to make that decision for me. Just give me fucking 10 hot dogs and 10 buns. Or 8 and 8. I'm not picky. That's what I would do, Angel.
No, very good.
I'm very serious about this.
I can tell. Yeah, I can see your eyes are wide with excitement. Thank you so much, Stephen. Next up in the perfect order is Chris.
Hey, CoinOpians. We're excited to be sitting around with all y'all again. It's going to be a fantastic episode. We're going to get into it with all your favorite cowboys. I'm glad I could be here for you, give you a little excitement throughout the week. Now here, the number one problem that I want to be going out there and solving is, why do I need to agree to so many terms of agreement? Like, if I took all these terms that I've agreed to over my life with all these different software programs and all these different things, having a Google account or whatever it is, we're talking about like miles of paperwork. So the way that I want to solve this is, why? Why do we need so many terms of agreement? Like, are there people out there that are suing just so heavily? Like, I think that's really where we need to sort out. So I want to solve the problem so that there's no longer a need for me to spend so much time dealing with these terms of agreement that I don't look at, but I'm forced to sign, or a checkbox or whatever, before I can move on with the program and or game.
Preach, brother.
Very good. Thank you so much, Chris. Next up in the perfect order is me. I'm going to go ahead and say, what happened to onions at Costco at Sam's Club?
That's true, man.
What happened?
That's true.
I demand more onions for my $1.50 hot dog. Okay? I need that dog.
More onions.
Yeah, more onions. Dude, I made it. That and some mustard, a little bit of ketchup. Anyways. All right. And coming in, rounding at the top, we have Ryan.
Hey, Ryan, I know the problem you want to solve. Do you want me to tell you what it is?
Why Helldivers sucks.
No. He wants to solve the Helldivers server loading problem.
There we go.
Is Ryan gone?
Yeah, where's Ryan?
For all the CoinOpians out there that don't know what's going on, this fantastic game just came out, but when you open it, it says servers are full. We're going to retry in 30 seconds, and 30 seconds go by and it says servers are full. We're going to retry in 30 seconds, and it goes on like that for 5 hours while you're waiting to play your game.
They already know the problem. It's AFKers. They don't ever close the game.
That could be it.
It's true.
Because once that person got in, they said, hey, I'm not getting out of there.
You just fucking talk, Ryan. Jesus Christ.
Ryan, say something, goddammit.
I left this podcast because of our shitty fans. You CoinOpians, that's what you call yourself. I call you CoinOpi Hooies for not caring about my nipple.
How dare they?
For not caring about
But anyway, Your favorite cowboy's back.
Yeah, baby.
Better than ever.
Back ready to attack with the Mac attack.
Shady's
Boom.
back.
Now,
That's so stupid.
if I was to solve a problem in this world, hairy buttholes. Now, why in the world does the butthole have hair, Angel?
So the cheeks don't clap.
Why did God give the butthole hair?
I don't know, dude. That's a good question.
Very simple answer.
Christopher, why does the butthole have hair?
It's so you don't get anything on the cheeks.
What?
So you want dingleberries on the butt hair?
Yes.
Okay. Steven, why does the butthole have hair?
Have you ever shaved your asshole? Have you ever?
I have never.
I have gone down that path, sir, and I have shaved from the front to the back. And
You did it
gotten rid
yourself?
of all the hair. Yes, I did.
You didn't ask your friend or your wife to do it?
No.
It'd take you 40 minutes to fucking shave your ass.
I don't want to destroy anybody's soul by having them.
How long did it take, dude? It fucking took 40 minutes to shave your ass hair.
Depending on what tools you have, but if you're just going razor, which I think most people do, and you have a agile hand, it should take you about 15 minutes. A lot of rinsing off of the long hairs off of the thing.
How
But
much hair is on your butthole?
ooh, not quite a lot, Ryan. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, Steven, I was going to say, based on the amount of facial hair that you have, I assume your butt hair is very minimal, if any.
Dude, God took all the hair off my face and put it in my ass crack. I'll tell you that right now. But if you have like one of those like manscaping lawnmower thingies, you can just get it all out. The Angel is repping the product right there. Just get all that hair out your asshole, and then you take a razor and get it nice and smooth. You know the side effect, Ryan? You know what happens when you shave off all that hair?
What? What's the side effect?
Where's
it
you go
go?
to fart. Okay, first thing, and it just sounds like cheeks are just like you pulled your lips like this. Dude, your cheeks will physically clap as you're farting, like a horse.
So what the? How does the
I don't
hair
know. It
change?
adds like
I
a
don't
buffer. It
understand.
adds like a soft little barrier. Gives it like little wind pockets to seep through.
Sound attuning hair.
How many times have you shaved your butthole?
I would say in my lifetime, I've shaved my ass 8 times.
But Steven, you're like, I don't know, you're like 40 years old now.
It's not something I want. It's not something
So-
I'd
so-
like to do. It's every once in a while, I'll be like, it's disgusting how much hair is there, and I just shave it. And then
For what occasions are you
For my
shaving the butthole?
rim jobs.
Prom,
Rim jobs!
wedding.
You're saying why gives you rim jobs?
yeah, all the time, every day.
For you.
If that was the case, I would assume you'd shave more often.
So yeah, just around the anniversary, you know. The second thing, Ryan, when that hair starts to grow back. oh God!
Oh,
Daggers.
Have you ever shaved your legs before or your arms? Have you ever done any of those?
like middle school, yeah.
Yeah, so in it's like junior high, they're like, let's shave our arms just cuz. It was just a just cuz kind of moment. It was the most uncomfortable thing to have like shaved arms and have it start to grow back in. Like when you put on shirts and stuff, like especially a long sleeve stuff, it was uncomfortable. So I don't know why anybody would do this. But I don't know. Hair in the ass crack, I don't know, it's a thing.
When I become president, Steven,
Oh yeah.
I will not be able to eliminate hairy buttholes from this world, but I promise you in the United States of America, we will eliminate hairy buttholes because I will demand every doctor has an appointment with every citizen and he injects hair follicle termination into everybody's
Male and
butthole.
male and female.
From birth. It'll be done at birth.
What about laser treatment?
Nope. Must be a needle poked into the butthole many times to make sure all the hair follicles are terminated.
Oh my
at
God, all
birth.
that. Jeez.
The end of hairy buttholes.
I would vote for you, Ryan.
You got my vote, bro.
I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, that's a slippery slope.
2 out of 3.
Especially like female hairy buttholes. You ever watch the old porn from the 70s and they like go to spread it open, just like hair from the taint all the way.
That's your grandmother, Stephen. You be respectful.
Yeah, and then like some dude for sure jerked off to it back in the day, thinking, "Dad, it was so nice. I fucking love that shit."
Imagine all those little hairs tickling your pee-pee,
Added pleasure. Not gonna lie. I mean, if I don't have to look at it, it sounds better.
like a little millions of little fingers. Just
Sensational.
And you know what? It'll be the end of dingleberries. 2-for-1 special.
There you go.
Hairy buttholes and dingleberries eliminated.
I haven't had a dingleberry in quite some time.
You've had dingleberries?
Yeah, I can remember getting a dingleberry when I was younger. Picture.
Did you cut it out or did you pull it out?
Ooh, I just did the pull. Glutton for punishment. See, you know, you've had a dingleberry. You asked me the question if you cut or you pull. So you've had one, you asshole.
When you pulled the dingleberry, how many hairs were attached to it?
Oh man, probably at least 4. But I have a bidet, man. I'm a freaking classy gentleman now, man. I don't have
Dirty ass motherfucker.
I don't get dingleberries no more.
All right. Thank you, Ryan, for your answer. I forgot the question. All right. We're going to go ahead and shift over to, mail. They have been banned for that slot. I guess we're going to have to wait till next time to read the next one.
We only got 2? We only got 2?
But we banned them, so we have to wait. We take them in order.
Read the stupid email.
You want me to read his email?
It's probably some stupid bullshit 49ers shit.
It is.
Does it have something to do with his microphone or lack of?
Yeah. I don't know. I forgot. I haven't read it in a while.
Was it written in crayon because it can't afford to buy pens anymore because he paid me and Chris $1,000?
Dude, do you know how much I spend on pens?
Too much.
Yes. Too much.
Oh, I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road.
I got a bone to pick.
Oh, hold on.
Oh, here we go. Email time.
Okay, this is from Mike, our...
It's written by a kindergartner.
Well, I guess it's disputed right now. Yeah, it's kindergartner. It's got
Look at his formatting, though. Like, hey, Cowboys, no space between that. Then he ends his paragraph with 2 spaces. And he doesn't even capitalize your number 1 fan. That should be capitalized with a...
All right, let's get through this.
Yes, it could have even ended.
And it still says sent from my iPhone. Didn't that end in, like, 1999? Like, nobody cares that you sent the fucking shits from your iPhone. Get the fuck off that. Okay, go ahead. Read the.
Is this why we banned him?
All right.
Yeah.
Ryan, thank you so much for giving us permission to read this email.
Because I have the power.
That's right. He has all the power. All right, Mike, this is from you. Hey, Cowboys. Fuck 3-month span. It's your number 1 fan, quality control, and everyone's favorite guest. I just want to say Ryan's perfect streak of guessing football games wrong continues, and his brother is depressed because of it. Niners will bounce back and win it all this upcoming season. That is all.
Dad, time.
You want to bet?
You want to bet?
So is there like a special power to always being wrong?
Yes.
Isn't that just as good as always being right?
That is. I think it would even be better because people would underestimate you.
And I used that power this time. I warned him.
Yeah.
I said, he asked for it. And because he asked for it, the 49ers lost. So he is solely to blame.
Man.
For the 49ers losing the Super Bowl.
Nostradamus over here.
You're savage. You're fucking savage.
So I got a bone to pick with a cowboy.
All right, here we go.
All right. Before that, we want to thank Mike for your input. And go ahead and email us at coinopcowboyspod@gmail.com. Now, go ahead, Chris.
Now, there's one of these cowboys here that claims to know everything. He also claims to know anything and everything about everything. But he especially claims to know everything about football. Any idea who this imposter is?
Steven?
Gotta be Steven.
So, as I was listening back to our episode, Steven made a very specific statement. And I didn't catch it at first. It was only when I was listening to the repeat and I was like, hey, wait a minute. Steven made this statement. He said, I am so good, he could name every important offensive player in the NFL.
Yes.
And I thought that sounded like a great challenging opportunity. But last episode, we actually had another fellow fan came in and was talking a lot of smack on there. And now I'm kind of curious, should we set up some kind of a challenge where it would be who can consistently name more main offensive players on NFL teams? Like, could I just start spitfiring teams? Like, let's take let's take the 49ers, for example. So like the 49ers, like here, Steven, I'll let you do this one. Who is the main offensive threat on the 49ers?
Christian McCaffrey.
Boom, just like that. And it's not going to be like, oh, the kicker or the defense. Like every team, there's an obvious offensive guy. It doesn't have to be the running back, but there's an obvious guy that you're like, that's it. So I'm kind of kicking it out. We could either like hustle Steven for it right now, or maybe next episode, or maybe we set up a challenge. Who knows? But it's an idea. As I would.
Steven, Steelers, go.
Najee Harris and Jalen Warren.
No, one. It has to be the one. And we know Najee is not a real offensive threat.
Well,
TJ Watt.
I mean, if you want to go, George Pickens is probably the best talent on the team, but he's overshadowed by Deontay Johnson, who has the veteran experience. But Najee Harris actually ended up being probably their top offensive weapon this year.
TJ Watt.
That's a defensive
That's
player.
defense.
Oh, fuck.
Get it right.
Steven, Browns, go.
Browns. Well, the Browns had one of the best running backs in the league until he snapped his leg in half. But Amari Cooper proved to be a capable wideout, even though he's an aged veteran.
What about Joe Flacco, though?
Joe Flacco, comeback player of the year. Won an award at the ESPYs.
Yeah, baby.
Steven, Jets, go.
That's a good one.
There's not much to talk about over there, but they do have Garrett Wilson is an excellent receiver, and they have a great running back, Brees Hall.
Chiefs.
Do I have to keep doing this? Chiefs. Okay. Travis, I don't want to even say his name. Travis Kelce. Okay. Next.
There you go.
Patrick
There you go.
Mahomes, arguably probably the best offensive weapon they have, the quarterback.
There you go. There you go.
I was thinking skill positions, but I could but fantasy football, like you're just like constantly staring at people's names and thinking, ugh, who do I want? Who do I need? And you're good at draft players. So you kind of have to like brush over. So I have like a weird Rain Man like knowledge of like offensive weapons. But if you told me defense, man, I'm like maybe a dozen players in the league total like that. I know.
Dolphins, go.
Dolphins.
Oh, that's an easy one.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle.
I'm impressed.
It's funny because Steven's in the right ballpark there. When you've played fantasy football at a competitive enough level like we have, or even like myself that I'm like a 2-time champion, you get to the point where
Same here. What's the brag? But I've never been 2-time Sacco.
I have been 2-time Sacco. You almost were 2-time Sacco. I think you got 11th place count. Or something. Yeah. But there's I notice when we're like, even if you're at the office or among your buddies and you're just talking about a team, when you just bring up a team, you just automatically go to, this is the offensive guy that scores points. And just about like even Steven's doing a pretty good job at doing it. I think I could do something similar. I think Steven has more extensive football knowledge than I do, but it's just a byproduct of the game that you see enough of the guys, you see enough of the names, and it's pretty handy.
It's just like
I would definitely say
flashcard studying, like just because you know the names of all the like elements on the periodic table. Does it mean you're really good chemist? No, it just means you're good at fucking studying flashcards and you have like a decent like recall memory. And that's just, I feel like me. You know, I don't really know the X's and O's of football very well. Like, I don't know, like, you know, kind of who's doing what on the field, like blocking schemes and this shit that people really know. I just know the names of players and I notice trends.
Corn dog.
And I love the game of football. So watching a game of football is just like, that's like a treat for me. So.
Yeah.
I'm nothing special, but I'm a fucking genius at this shit.
That's right. So I think
I wouldn't know how to run. I can't play Madden for shit. I don't know how to call plays.
You can play blitz though.
All I do is sit at the TV and go, give the fucking ball to my guy. He's always open, which he's probably not, but he's always open. Give it to him.
Yeah. So to close that challenge out, Steven, why don't you tell us about the Texans?
Ooh, the Texans. Nico Collins, number 12, the wide receiver there. He's really good. They got Tank Dell, the rookie, firing off CJ Stroud, Rancho Cucamonga.
Yep. That was.
You know these names, dude.
That was a trick question because all three of those names that he listed, ooh, they're really close. Like that's like almost a 3-way tie there.
And the guy that failed me, Damian Pierce.
Yeah. Someone told me he just got traded, or he's getting ready to get traded to the Raiders?
That guy I don't know how he lost that job, but whatever. He looks so good as his rookie.
Yep. There you go.
Do I entertain you?
Very much so.
What was the bone? You said you had a bone to pick, and you just like...
Yeah, what was the bone? You basically...
That was the weakest bone.
The bone was Steven made this outrageous claim, just so arrogant and full of himself, and I wanted to make him prove it on air. And he did a pretty good job.
I'm trying to think of a team that would have actually stumbled me a bit, and probably like the Commanders. I would have.
I was thinking about that one. That's a good one.
Terry McLaurin is a good wide receiver there.
Oh, I didn't even know who the fuck that is.
Yeah.
I know their players.
Steve truly is the Rain Man of football.
Of fantasy relevant players, yes.
Definitely Kmart.
So what do you watch?
Football.
Like what's your consumption? Is it ESPN? Is it Twitter? X? Is it?
So this is podcasts are like my basis, my foundation of knowledge. So during the off season, I don't really pay attention to what everybody's doing. I don't give a fuck, because around August, football's starting to heat up. Preseason's about to go, and I start listening to a few podcasts when I drive around and stuff, or I'm at the gym. And dude, they just go over all the teams and all the players that are relevant. And I just remember those names. And plus I watch a lot of football, so I remember them from last year. And then during the season, my knowledge just comes from like watching Red Zone. And I typically get tired of the podcast at that point and don't want to listen anymore. And it's just like waiver wires on fantasy football. You're looking at people's names. You're playing, like I'm playing Ryan one week and I'm like, oh, who does he have? And I look at his players. I'm like, fuck, I don't like this guy. He's going to score well. And I don't know. I guess it's just, I like the game a lot. So just sticks.
No, well received. Now let me ask you this. What is your drive? What is your end goal? What drives you?
What drives me is the competition that the game brings, the fantasy football game. Because I never really give a fuck about football in general, like as a whole, until I started playing fantasy football. All I cared about was like, oh, is San Diego Chargers doing well? Are they going to win it? Like as if I was part of their team. That's how I felt. That was my drive. I'm going to watch the Chargers. I'm going to support them and be a part of the team. How every fan is, But now my drive is just smashing Chris's nuts on the weekend and like being able to brag and say that I beat you.
That's right.
The money at the end's okay, but we all know why we're playing. You put the money on the line so everybody plays a real game, right? Mm-hmm. The real prize is like being able to claim that you won, to beat everybody else. Nobody gives a fuck about second place.
Yep. And when you're a 2-time champion in the most competent, strongest fantasy football league that we know of, with a bunch of nerdy football engineers for the last 15 years, feels pretty good.
What'd you say about me? What'd you say about me, bitch?
Ryan in. everybody got too smart. We had to bring in somebody like a taco to like donate some money.
I've never saccoed.
Got pretty close.
It's true.
I mean, he only traded away Tyreek Hill, so
that was not his decision.
It had to be 50% of his decision since he had that kind of power.
Right.
He went rogue many times. But the one time we pretended to go rogue, all hell broke loose.
And now we get the ultimate rivalry week, and it's going to be brother versus brother in a brother battle. Don't know what to name it yet, but I'll come up with a pretty good name for it.
Did he already did anyone drop yet? Did Mike get the other seat?
Yeah, he did, because the twins dropped out.
The twins, that's right. All right. Oh, it's already official.
Twins, Basil, twins. Anyway. Thank you so much.
Weakest bone ever.
It wasn't a bone. That was just a call out. We should have a new name for that. A call out. Instead of a bone to pick, because that means you're angry with somebody, a call out is like come up with a name, Ryan. You're clever.
You're just trying to think of other words that I'll have a hard time pronouncing. I'm on to you.
On the podcast I listen to for fantasy football, they have like water bets, which is a fun thing they do. And instead of betting money, they bet like this water. I don't know what the fucking punishments are, but it all has to do with water, like throwing water on someone's face or like some stupid shit like that. But anyways, carry on.
All right. Any other bones?
I have a bone to pick.
Let's hear it.
No.
Ryan, I challenge you to name
what?
I challenge you to name all the PlayStation video games.
All right, let's go.
You have
when I challenged Ryan to name wrestlers, he named like 10 in 8 seconds. So you might want to cool your jets when you start challenging Ryan to stuff.
But he failed your challenge because he said 20 in like 20
I think Ryan would have the same kind of knowledge of like video game characters from like that era. that I would have like fantasy football players.
Probably.
I don't think so.
Name a PlayStation 1 game, Angel. I'll tell you a character in it.
Oh, really, motherfucker? Let's
Weren't
go.
most of the
Sure.
games named
go.
after the main character?
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
So you would think.
Here we go.
John Madden.
You ready?
Yeah, sure.
Spyro the Dragon.
Ripto.
Wow, he got you.
Ooh, you have to pick a name that's not on the cover, right?
What about that orange guy that spins? Conquer?
Crash Bandicoot.
That guy. I don't know if there was any other people in there though.
Coco.
Who's Coco?
That's the female of Bandicoot.
Oh,
Gauntlet Legends.
Mace Man.
I love that game so much.
I remember playing that in the arcade. That was
God,
fun.
I played it at home. I never knew it was like arcade until later on, but me and my kid, we would just love that game. It's a side-scrolling smasher. Okay.
Yeah, continue to show, Angel.
Who's Cloud?
Cloud, MGS, Metal Gear Solid.
Final Fantasy.
Which one?
The one with the big ass sword.
That's 7. That's Cloud Sword. That's his Buster Sword.
you literally picked Ryan's best gaming genre series right there. Like Final Fantasy, dude, he's got that memorized.
I've played them all.
And how many are there?
Well, they just released Final Fantasy 16, but with all the spin-offs, there's over 100 Final Fantasy games if you count
There you
the
go.
spin-offs.
I want to go on a record and say Metal Gear Solid was really easy.
Whoa.
It is easy.
You know what's not easy about it is there's bullshit that they put in that's not even part of the game. It's like, ooh, change your controller port. Like,
That was innovative and amazing.
It broke the
Like a
fourth
genius
wall,
to make
Steven.
that.
okay, but that's not like, it's difficult. That's like the things I got hung up on that game were not the game. It was like, oh, you have to change your controller, or calling the bitch. Where like on the back of the CD case, it would have
These
her
are things
like.
they literally tell you what to do. They weren't meant to like stop you. They're
But I
meant
don't
to, like,
have
be
the
clever.
CD case.
Well, that's your fault for being a pirate.
I can't keep going. I don't have the CD.
That's your punishment for being a thief.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's not a hard game.
Can you pick difficulties though? Right?
That was really
Did you
easy.
put it on the
Yeah,
extra hard?
there's like hard and extreme.
I don't play on anything else. You're not really playing the game.
Well, sometimes they put a mode in there like I like to play a lot of classic Doom and Doom 2, and they have like a mode that's like literally like they tell you a warning. They're like, this isn't really supposed to be like fun. It's not even really.
People don't play this.
But like, it's not even supposed to be like fair at all. Like, it's just like a challenge mode where like, if I'm going to play through a game, I don't really want to be hung up on like almost impossible like shit.
Yeah, Steven, I'm like Yngwie Malmsteen when it comes to the guitar. Okay, if it comes to a game, I play in the hardest mode, and then that's
You're
just the
full
only
of
way
shit,
to play.
Steve. See, Angel's full of shit. Number one, you did not play Metal Gear Solid on its hardest difficulty.
you.
I know this.
He plays Fortnite on the hardest difficulty, the hardest bot
I
difficulty.
totally did, dude. And I got the best ending,
You're
dude.
full of shit.
Brad said I got the best ending, dude.
The endings aren't based off difficulty. It's based off a choice that you made.
Do you crack under pressure?
He said the best, dude. I made good decisions. I made.
Can you smash your A button?
It's all based on the torture scene. And the best ending, is when you give up in the torture scene. That's the best ending.
Yeah, you want the fucking.
That's where the tears come.
You get the tears anyways. I get the
You ever
tears.
have?
No.
You ever have government officials fucking tell you got to pay like $8 million, and the next thing you say could fucking ruin that?
What are you talking about?
That's right.
Was that the Valdez one where they spilled all that oil in Alaska?
No, it's fucking California. It's fucking California. They want our
Well, you
money.
should stop poisoning our land, you monster.
I'm not poisoning shit. They're making up rules. They're making up rules.
Angel, listen to me. Did you watch Saved by the Bell when you were a kid?
No, it wasn't a comedy.
Did you ever see the episode where they got like pet ducks and then the oil field exploded and like their ducks got killed? They're covered in tar.
Propaganda.
Dude,
Don't listen.
have you seen
don't
the
listen to
show
that.
on Amazon Prime? It's like
No, I haven't.
Zach Morris's trash.
No.
And they just go back through every Saved by the Bell episode and like point out how big of a piece of shit Zach Morris was the whole time. And it's like every episode you're like, dude, he's a piece of shit. He was a piece of shit.
Sloppy
and like
steaks.
the theme song, it's like these like 10-minute episodes too, and like it's Zach Morris is trash. it just like in this episode, Zach Morris fucking stole money from Screech and fucking used it to buy something like it. It's like he's trash. I'm like, he was trash. It's pretty funny.
Every episode is about him like being selfish and causing a problem.
Exactly. That's what the whole point is like people idolized him, but he was just like really a piece of shit.
We so meet the JC Slater.
Does anyone really enjoy Friends?
Friends?
Friends is okay.
Yeah, I liked it.
I think some people, and I think this is like the debate all the time. It's like, how could anybody enjoy metal? How could anybody enjoy like R&B? Or like with Friends, it's like it's a sitcom. It's like a comfortable get to know these characters, situational comedy, whatever. And I think there's people that like that a lot, and there's a lot of people who rightfully look at a show like Friends and go, it's not fucking funny. Like, why does anybody fucking like it? You know, it's not that funny. Take out the laugh track. It's not funny. I'm like, it's a style. I think you're hindsighting this thing 20 years later and you're judging something. I mean, I don't even think Seinfeld was. I go back and watch Seinfeld. I'm like, that's not fucking. Seinfeld's not fucking funny.
It's hilarious. Are you kidding me?
It's not. It's not laugh out loud funny.
Seinfeld still makes me laugh.
It doesn't make me laugh out loud funny, but I enjoy watching it. Is there a difference? I don't know. Like,
you tell me, you watch a best of Patrick Warburton, and you watch him say high five, and you tell me you don't.
I'm not the one going to hell.
See, dude,
we're the devils. He's so good.
It's hard to make me laugh, man. You know what?
No, it's not, dude. The shit you said that fucking makes you laugh.
I just watched a comedy special on Netflix that fucking I was laughing the whole time.
Which one?
Shane Gillis.
Shane Gillis is my hero, friend. Talk about Shane Gillis. I love Shane Gillis. He is my spirit animal. Go.
Well, I just thought, like, I watch a lot of stand-up comedy that I turn off within the first 30 minutes, and like his subject matter, right? Like, I feel like he had a wheel like we have, and it's just spinning random topics that can't be funny, and they spin it and it lands on it, and Shane Gillis goes, challenge accepted, and he fucking makes jokes about it, and it's funny, it's relatable, and I feel like it comes from like a very middle of the road masculine, like a man's viewpoint, but like, I don't know, it's just a lot of stuff is very left or in comedy, and I think he's right in the middle. he's like my inner voice. I fucking love that guy. Like, even Mel was watching with me. She was fucking laughing out loud. I mean, this guy he's hosting SNL this week. I think a lot of people are drawn to him.
Never heard of him.
It's funny you say that, because I feel like he was also my internal monologue for a long time, but I'm afraid to say it out loud.
Oh yeah, he's saying the stuff that we don't want to say out loud.
He's saying it, and it's great.
I loved his whole thing on like how he's not a Republican yet, but he's on. Yeah. I'm going there. Like, I'm headed there for sure. But like he, I don't know. I guess he kind of comes off as kind of, you know, a little bit conservative or whatever. I don't know. Just go watch it. Chris, have you seen his?
What's the guy's name again?
Shane Gillis.
Dude, so. You're gonna fucking love him, dude. He's my favorite comedian now.
He literally makes a joke about Australians and 9/11.
Yeah, they don't do shit, dude.
Yeah. Like, he ties the two concepts together. He makes relating to ISIS funny. Like, I don't know. His jokes are so out there. And I haven't. Do you know anybody else?
Yeah, he got shit on Dane Cook, I'll tell you what.
Oh.
Old school Dane Cook, man. At the time when I was a kid, at an impressionable age, man, Dane Cook could do no wrong. I thought he was one of the funniest dudes ever. And being a little high school stoner, I thought Mitch Hedberg was hilarious. But I think things that make me laugh out now are... what was I laughing out? That one...
Sloppy Steaks.
Sloppy Steaks, dude. That guy makes me laugh out loud. Jackass.
Yeah.
That will always get me. I always think Jackass is funny.
You ever sit down and watch Cops? Cops is pretty fucking funny.
Oh,
like
there's
Reno
a new
911?
show on,
no, like Cops.
There's a show that David, whatever fuck his name is, he's a chef. And he's done a bunch of Netflix shows, and he has this new show that's kind of like live on Netflix, and he brings like two guests and he cooks for them the whole time, and I forget what it's called. But the last one, he had Seth Rogen on, and one of Seth Rogen's buddies or whatever. And dude, they were all funny. Dude, I was laughing at that too. That was good. I like it. But Seinfeld, not laugh out loud for me, but I like watching it. I enjoy it.
What about Curb Your Enthusiasm?
I want to turn you on to a comedian. I think I try to turn you guys on in the chat, but y'all don't fucking click on that shit.
Usually not.
David Lucas. Yeah, I know. David Lucas, dude. Fucking swear to God, dude. He's so funny. You just got to watch one of them, and I swear to God, you're hooked. He's the best.
As long as you're a little bit pushing the boundaries in any direction, I'm in. I'm in for it.
Oh, then you're gonna love it, dude. I swear to God. Look up David Lucas. You're gonna laugh.
Pushing the limits like Tosh.0.
Tosh, man, that's the one. There you go. I fucking love Tosh. Like, Daniel Tosh was one of my favorites.
His delivery was
Have you
the
seen his
best.
podcast?
He would just say something
His
terrible.
podcasts? I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I saw one episode.
I think he just switched to podcast, right?
Yeah, he has a new podcast.
Because he didn't do shit forever. Chris D'Elia, I liked his comedy, but I hated his stand-up. I liked his podcast. I would listen to it all the time, and he had a lot of funny... The way he did his podcast was hilarious to me. But his stand-up, I hated it, because he just kind of went too over the top in his... He dang cooked the motherfucker, is what I want.
Ruined a good thing.
But a lot of people like his stand-up, but his podcast to me is like more nuanced, and he's just calmer in a way. He's still not, but then he had a whole sexual harassment thing go on, and
Yeah.
that killed him for me. He was so funny, and then I never listened to him anymore, because after he got his balls chopped off publicly, because he was like totally into like fucking 18-year-olds or something like that, so like he would hook up with like the young girls that would come to his show, and he got older and it became less cool, and he was doing it while he was married, which was also not cool, and so people like got pissed off at him. Tried to cancel him.
Yeah. But one more fucking reminds me of you, actually, Stephen. Have you seen the podcast Dropouts?
No.
Dude, Zach Justice reminds me of you 100%.
Zach Justice? Is that your favorite male porn star?
Shoot me those links.
Yeah, dude. He's a fucking straight up male porn star, and he's
Fist of
hilarious.
Justice.
Zach Justice. Reminds me of Stephen.
Yeah, well, send me those links, because I'm not changing my position right now. I'm kicking back, feet up, chatting with y'all.
Does not look like Steven.
Anyways, let's go ahead and bring up that picker
Nice.
wheel. It's been 40 minutes.
I know this
There you
kid.
go, Ryan. You're on cue.
Could spin your fucking wheel.
I just want it to be me, so then I can sleep through Ryan's part.
Fuck you, I'm targeting you, bitch.
Oh, there we go.
Oh!
All right. Stephen,
Wait, was Ryan just wrong again? He's continuing the streak?
Pick my dingleberries, and really made me think about picking real berries. What do you guys think about growing a farm? Getting one with the earth.
I typed this out, and I didn't go back and proofread it, so we're just going to go on a fucking journey.
Very Steven of you.
How many tabs open? Okay,
Wait,
here we go. There we go.
wait a minute. So the CoinOp Cowboys don't need to proofread their stuff, but the fans have to proofread their stuff for grammatical
That
errors.
is correct.
Okay, so glad we got that sorted out.
I'm going to pull back the curtain a little bit on this and let everybody in a little insight here. Is I usually type out what I want to do, and then I go to ChatGPT and go, can you fix my grammar and make this sound a little bit better? It shoots me back. It's ChatGPT bullshit, and it does sound better, but it doesn't sound enough like me. So I go back through its shit and make it a little bit more like me, and I get this like happy thing at the end that I think is good for podcasts. This was typed out and not entered into
Except for when you
so.
talk about crawling through caves.
That was, I lost my place and I started like, trying to ad lib, and it was not good. What was I saying? His body.
Body.
Anyways, everybody, it's been a long time since I brought up this subject, and why would I bring it up?
Is it poopy pants?
Why would I bring it up? I bravely quit this cold turkey.
Oh, it's a stupid God Mafia game.
I uninstalled it. And I started working on my life, making everything better. Why would I bring it up? There shouldn't have been another segment.
But did it get better? Because once you quit the game, you got paranoid about your health.
I know.
It was a distraction.
It was a very good distraction. Well, what I didn't tell anybody was 5 days after I quote unquote quit this game, I re-downloaded it.
5 days. That was the max. So not even from 1 week into another. It was just end of the work week. Yeah, let's get back to it.
Well, I was doing my thing. I'm not going to play this game. I don't need this fucking game anymore. I'm going to focus on all this shit. And I was still a part of like their Discord. And my buddy started messaging me, and in a moment of weakness, I let him convince me. Oh no.
All it took was a dick pic.
Oh no, stop asking me. No, there was a big event coming up on the weekend, and I had just quit. And they were like, come on, man, just like one more time, and then you can just like do your thing. I'm like, yeah, fine. fine. What's like one more little battle? It's no big deal. I spent all this time on my account. I might as well go out with a bang kind of thing.
Wait. I could have swore you like sold your account or something, right? So when you did this rejoin, did you have to create a new account or you hacked into the old one?
I didn't sell my account. What I did was I made an email character name at gmail.com and put a password on it, generic password, and I shipped that off to my friend, and they started taking over the account, like just managing it. They're like, you'll be back kind of thing. So I was like, they messaged me. I was like, what's one harm, one little battle? Yeah, I'll come do it with you. I'll come battle with you guys. And so I get back on there, and when I signed back into my account, like, I don't know if you guys remember, but when we left off, I had just finished a big battle, and I didn't want to fix up all my fucking shit. It's going to take forever. And so I was like, you know what, dude, I'm done with this shit. I don't want to do it anymore. Well, when I signed back into the account, my friend had fixed it all up for me.
Nice. Wait, so how much did he have to pay to fix up all your mess?
It wasn't so much of pay. I mean, it was like, I don't know, minimal, but like it was mostly about like grinding some shit out all day long, like farming up like the materials you would need to fix up your troops and fix up your like defenses and stuff like that. So it was mostly just hours spent that I didn't want to do, and some money, whatever, and they transferred over like resources and stuff from their account to it, whatever. So I remember lying to myself those 5 days, and then during the battle I was like, it's not going to change how I feel. I remember lying to myself and saying, I'm not going to change. After this battle, I'm going to uninstall it. I'm going to get rid of it again and go back to my happy little existence. Well, Chris, I fell right back in. But now it was a dirty little secret. My friends and family thought I quit the damn thing. I was a recovered addict. People respected me. Ryan was like, I just respect you so much for quitting that game.
So proud.
I could tell there was a real problem for you, and I'm just so proud of you. He was messaging me on the side. He's like, now we have time for other video games. I'm just so excited.
For democracy.
For democracy. I was off sneaking gameplay on that game like an alcoholic hiding booze in the shed. I was back, mainlined, and I was back better than ever.
How much more money?
Wonder Boy. We're not talking about that yet.
I have a question. Is this, when this episode airs, is that when your spouse is going to find out that you didn't quit?
No, she knew for a while. She just didn't tell. It was like she knew for a while I started playing again, but so basically what happened was like I was like, I'm gonna play this battle, and she's like, fine, I don't care, whatever, do your thing. And it was like the battle happened, then after that there was like just months of downtime before the next big thing was supposed to be scheduled. So I was like, I don't really need to spend anything. There's no like pressure to spend. There's no need to spend. If you're doing it, you're not really like, it's like cosmetic, and just, there's no battles going on. There's nobody to like fight. You don't need to spend all this money. So it was easy for like a few weeks. I like didn't spend anything, like maybe like $1 a week or $2 a week or something like really small, like just to grab a thing or two. But then they announced like the granddaddy of all events. So that was like 2 months of that. And then they announced like the granddaddy of all events, and the microtransactions, the ads, everything started coming back up, and they started like grouping you up with a bunch of different like cities. So like we're playing like 15 different cities with like 200 different factions in each one of them. And it's just like this big old Super Bowl event. And that's when the spending started happening again, because I didn't want to be no little bitch, I wanted to be up there in the rankings for this thing. So definitely started spending some more money and started doing that. But the reason why I wanted to bring this back up is to well, actually I think people knew for a while. I'd go to things and I'd be on my phone, and without anybody even knowing what I'm doing, I would get like comments from like well, I'm calling people the names, Alex or Mike, and be like, "Are you in the goddamn Mafia game? Are you in the fucking Mafia game? Steven, get the fuck off the Mafia game. You fucking quit. No, I'm going to take your phone. I'm going to fucking throw it in the trash can." And I'd be like, "No, I'm not playing it. I'm on fucking
That's where
Instagram."
Facebook.
It's on Facebook, whatever, you know? So, yeah, the secret started getting out, and the wife knows and all that shit. And then this big old event popped up, and I was super back into it now, full on. And I don't know if I'm ever going to quit. I feel like this is just a curse.
Oh, so you're active. Like, how many minutes did you play today?
Today, I don't know. I feel like I just fill the gaps with it. See, I kind of developed a better relationship with it. Like, definitely had a few fights with the wifey over this shit. And so, like, basically when I get home from work, the phone's like not touched, like during dinner, like for sure during dinner. So I don't even touch it. And then after, if we're going to just watch shows and stuff, like I've made like an effort to put it away and like focus on like what we're watching. Like we watched the Shane Gillis show the other night, and we watched another movie, like, and everything. And I'm like, I realized how much like I absorbed it when I just like put the phone away. And it's not just the game. Like I see people all the time like watching shows and movies with TikTok up or Instagram up, or they're on Reddit, or they're reading an article, or whatever they're doing. It's like, you have the TV on, but you're not absorbing any of it. And I found the shows so much more funny, and I got really into the storylines on the movie because I was actually paying attention. Go figure, right?
Smart.
Not as good as microtasking as I thought I was. But, okay, so the cat's out of the bag. I'm back playing this dumb game or whatever. Any questions?
Yes.
Okay.
What about the menage a trois?
Oh, that's in the next chapter of this.
What menage a trois?
The old love.
The love triangle.
Oh, the one with the dude chicks and the chick dude.
That's throuple.
Oh, yeah. Are they involved?
Yeah, so something, so this Big Daddy event takes like all the top factions.
Is this an official name?
No, it's called it's called Governor's War, like Season of Blood or something stupid like that. But anyways, it like pulls together all like the top factions in the game, and there's like, and they'll like put you with people that are like your size. So our faction's kind of near the top. It's not in the like elite tier of like the Koreans and shit that spend millions on the game, but like we're at like the like a good tier, and we're put up against like 200 other factions, they call them, and one of those factions happens to be the faction that my ex thruple went off to. So, and they grouped us together, so we are playing, we're supposed to be allied with them because we're in like the same corner of the map, but our leader doesn't get along with them, and they fucking hate us, and under threats all the time. But we're a little bit bigger than them, so.
But have you spoken with them?
I have.
How are they doing?
I said, what's up?
Well, coming on the podcast, we have part of the throuple.
I would love it. Which one? The actual trans, or the one that is, I thought was?
I thought you react different. Go on.
If you found them, I'd be so much more impressed than
so
like
funny
scared.
if you brought them on.
Oh god.
So Steve, when you quit, you gave your account to your friend, in the game you didn't leave your powerful faction?
No, because, well, it was a short amount of time, and pretty much there's a lot of times when people say they're going to quit and then they're like back in a week.
Okay.
So this is like the first time I quit, and I think most people were just like, he'll be back. Kind of thing.
Okay, because I was going to assume, I mean, your faction was so powerful because all the members were active. So I was assuming if they saw you as non-active, they might even kick you themselves.
Nobody knew I wasn't. I didn't like publicly quit the faction.
Oh, okay.
I just kind of like, I was like, I'm leaving. I told my friend, here's my account details. Like, slow fade. And
it's Mafia City, right?
It's the Grand Mafia. The
Grand Mafia. What's your guild name?
No.
Okay, I'll just look for in the past. You've said it before. Go on.
Okay. Anyways, I don't need to have. Well, you can't find these other people, so.
Oh yeah, of course I can.
No, because they're not even involved on this.
I agree.
Faction anymore.
Then give them the.
Oh, you know what?
Give them the faction name. Give them the faction name.
I'm actually a little entertained to see where this goes, so I will tell you the faction name.
Let's hear it.
Privately.
So how did your ex throuple? So your ex throuple, they had the coup, the uprising. They said, you know what, we're all leaving and we're taking all the good guys with us. And then a portion left, but not really a lot. I mean, you didn't leave and all the other top leaders didn't leave. So they left and they started their own faction.
They did. And
in that amount of time, they've become strong enough and powerful enough to almost match you guys.
So they went off on their own and they started a faction and it was failed. Like they didn't go anywhere and it wasn't working out. So they had another friend who had a faction in an older city, and they went and met up and teamed up with him.
Oh,
and he was really powerful. He was powerful.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and that's a faction that we already kind of knew of, and that there was already some like bad blood between, but they were powerful. Like, and so they just kind of got into them, and now we're forced to interact, and it's drama. It's interesting. I mean, it doesn't really bother me too much. I mean, I'm still like on good terms with this throuple. I've somehow can do no wrong, but I like what up to them the other day.
Dude, you straight left them at the altar and they still like you?
Yikes.
I don't know. I don't know. They just don't hate me. I guess it's...
You're so likable.
I know.
Most likable cowboy.
But, so anyways, the fun part of the story is, okay, so yeah, like they're back in the game now, and I'm all decked out now and I'm all prepped for this big war. And I have to say, I had one of my most favorite iconic gaming moments in this stupid game. And it happened a week ago. And I'm going to share it with you guys.
Excited.
And I play a lot of video games. And this is one of my favorite things. Okay, so let me see where I started. I'm never doing this again. I cannot read where the fuck I was supposed to. But once I get there, it will be fine. Okay, so it says, verbatim, Chris, I actually did have a really, really awesome gaming moment in this shit game. Quite memorable. That's what I wrote.
Thank you for answering my question, Steven. I'm excited.
That's what I wrote. Okay, so I wake up last Sunday morning and it's massacre day. It's one day of the week where in the game you get points for just straight up killing people and killing their troops and all this shit. And everybody is teleporting around this map like madmen looking for anybody that they can attack. So if you don't want to be attacked, you have the option of putting up a shield, but it only lasts like 8 hours or 4 hours, or depends on which one you have. So if that shield goes down, you better be online to put it back up, because all those sharks swimming in the water, they want the blood and they will notice you. There's like patrolling everywhere. Well, anyways, during this massacre day, I noticed a good sized account, not too big, lost their bubble. And I instantly tell all my buddies in my faction, I'm like, dude, got one. Port to me. I send the coordinates. I'm like, come here. We're going to fucking fuck this person up.
Bubble trouble?
Yeah, bubble trouble. So I port there. They all port around me, and I like put on all my gear and I set up all my thing and I press go. And in 5 minutes, I'm going to attack this person, because in a raid, you launch the raid and it gives everybody 5 minutes to do their shit. So after 5 minutes, the raid launches and it heads towards their mansion, and whatever happens, happens. So we all teleport over there. They all get in my raid. We start, the 5 minutes goes up and I start marching, and I'm ready to blow it up and rake in the points. And I'm watching my little troops in this shitty little game walk over to the mansion. And right before they go to attack the mansion, I hear this ominous sound of another person teleporting into the location. Uh-oh. And I go back to the map and I look. And as I look behind me, I see this massive, expensive castle-looking thing glowing with fire. There's like dragons flying around it. Like it's like a skin you can buy for your base, and it's like a $1,500 skin.
$1,500?
Oh my god!
Yes,
like life
yes,
money.
Real money. It's $1,500. So each pack is $100, and you need 15 of them to get the skin. And only like the insanely powerful people have it, like the dudes that are like spending like crazy money on the game. So when I saw that, like I'm like, my heart sinks. I'm like, oh fuck, because I'm in a vulnerable position of like, I teleported outside of my territory. I'm here to attack another person, and usually you can do this and then go back home and nobody fucks with you. But this person noticed me doing it and goes, oh shit, I'm gonna attack him. And so I'm like, oh fuck, I'm freaking out. And in this game, like I said, you have 5 minutes to prepare for this raid. He launches a raid on me, and it alerts like everybody in the game when a raid is launched. So everybody's like kind of tuning into it at this point. And I have like a laundry list of things I need to do to even have like a chance of defending this against this guy. So
where were you when this happened, by the way?
I'm like laying in bed Sunday morning, waking up. Maddie's next to me watching like fucking Frozen on her tablet. Mel's like getting ready, and I'm just like in my bed, adrenaline rushing. My fingers are like shaking, and I have like 5 minutes to do like fucking 30 things to try to set up for an attack on my base. So I'm like switching out my gear, I'm setting formations, I'm blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. And I have like 1 minute to go. And I'm like, I need to create some space. So I teleport as far away from this fucking guy as I can to the other side of the map so I can have a little bit more time to figure my shit out. Fucking all my buddies are coming over to me to like send me like extra troops to reinforce me. And even with all this help, it's going to take a miracle. I knew I was fucking doomed. Like a year of hard work was just going to get flattened like when that raid marches.
Wait, so like,
and it was
like if he shows up and if he crushes your town, like you legit lost it all and you have to work on rebuilding it? Like so, losing is a big deal.
Yeah, losing is a big deal. And so you will lose troops. The stuff, your mansion stuff, like is permanent, but like the troops, which is like your main strength, that can die. So when you're attacked, you only so many of the troops can get like into the hospital, they call it, and the rest of them just like die, and they're just gone, and you have to rebuild them. And at my point, I'm like, I've spent like year, money, and like a lot of time to build up my troops.
And you've maintained that army. So your army has...
And I've maintained it. And I've lost troops attacking people, like just a regular losing of troops, and you rebuild them and stuff. Everything's fine. But to get completely, they call it being zeroed, when you like get zeroed out and somebody kills all your shit. And right now I'm just like freaking out thinking like I'm going to get fucking zeroed. Like this guy's so much more powerful than me, and like everybody's watching, and I'm fucking shaking, and like all these in-game alarms are going off, like you're gonna be attacked, like, and the raid launches, and it says he has like a 50-minute march time. Like it's gonna take him 50 minutes to get from where he's at to get to where I'm at across the map. But he's fucking rich, so he has all these little like boosters that he can hit, like 50% like reduction things. So all I see in the game is like he's reducing the time. It's like moving faster, and he's like popping like, I don't know, 10 of these to make that 50-minute march time go down to like 10 seconds. And I have like 10 seconds to make my final adjustment. So the only thing you can do at the end once they launch that raid is to look at what kind of army he's sending at you and like try to switch which troops you put on your front line. And I saw that he was sending like a biker gang at me, and the only way I could counter that was to put like all my gunners in the front. And dude, I switched it with like 1 second to spare, and when his attack hit me, like it failed. And it failed because I was able to click within that 10 seconds to switch my formation and put the right people in front. I still got beat up, but he lost more of his troops than I lost, because he's one person attacking my whole entire base. So I have more troops, but he's way more powerful. So it ended up doing it, and then it goes on like the news feed, and everybody's just like pressing like, and everybody's like talking about it, like thousands of people.
You're a celebrity.
I was a fucking celebrity, dude. I was on fucking cloud nine. I was like so fucking, and Mel's like, what's wrong with you? Why are you so fucking happy? And I explained it to her a little bit, and she's like, oh, look at you got a little fucking celebrity over here. She's looking, I was like, dude, and 3 hours later the news cycle changes and I'm not the celebrity anymore. But it was a fucking rush, man. It was so much fun. Like I don't know, I don't know if you guys had it. I was gonna ask you guys, and I should have prepared you for it a little bit better, but I was like, do you have like an iconic player versus player moment in your gaming history that stands out to you where something like that happened?
I do.
I want to hear about it. Is it Smash Brothers?
No, it's football.
Okay.
It's actually a real in-game person sport, PvP, like for real.
Yep.
And I scored the winning touchdown.
God, that must have felt like just amazing.
It was phenomenal, dude. No high. I haven't felt a high that like that.
That
ever.
Definitely beats my high that I got that morning.
No. I don't want to compare because it's a different thing, but
the adrenaline of getting that and hearing people cheer and your teammates rushing around you is just,
it's like you did it.
You did it.
Fucking nuts.
Ryan, I don't know if you're much of a PvP guy, but do you have a memorable experience where you triumph?
Yeah, every
felt
time,
like a hero?
every time we bullied another ship and Sea of Thieves, baby.
Shut up, dude. Did you say Sea of Thieves?
Yeah.
See, I did really like that game because it did give me that feeling when we would take down another ship, like a long battle, and just sink them, and it was like, who gives a fuck about the loot?
Yeah.
You just like, but you're like, I just destroyed that team, and it took us 20 minutes to sink their ship, and we did it.
Being menaces to fucking more people just trying to sail the seven seas.
God.
You guys are the worst, man.
What do you mean the worst? The game's the worst,
You
or?
guys don't play that game anymore. But it was a lot of fun.
Well, there's just a hot rotation going on in our life. But yeah, it's cool. And something I can remember in 5th grade, we had this year-long competition that our teacher created, which he was an awesome teacher. It was called the Spanish Galleon. And in this, there was each team of like 4 students would be on a ship. And you would sail around this like fake map, and it was educational. So you'd be like learning about history, Ponce de Leon, Fountain of Youth, this different shit, whatever. But like there was a competition of this game was like there's pirates and you're all ships trying to complete the missions before the pirates get you. And if the pirates got you, you'd have to do like a trivia competition in order to survive. And the pirates were like this team of girls that were just really smart and we're just crushing everybody, and we were like the last ship on the map, and we had got our treasure and we were trying to get back home, but they were chasing us down. And at one point we were at recess, and all of my buddies that were in the ship were like, let's just turn around and fight them, like stop running from them and just fight them head on. And so we like studied for like a whole week the flashcards for this trivia competition coming up, and like he would call 2 students up to the front of the class, and he would ask a question, and you had to like, raise your hand or something like that when you knew the answer. And we won by like a point. I remember at the very end, it was me and this other girl, and he asked a question, and I fucking blurted it out real fast and got the winning answer. Dude, you would have thought I won a fucking Super Bowl. Like the rush and feeling of that when I went, and it was like for a full-size Snicker bar was the prize. But like I remember like the rush, being like a 5th grade student, of like getting that game-winning shot or that last-minute touchdown or whatever to win the game, and fucking rush. And it was kind of cool. I mean, I talk a lot of shit about this game and stuff, but there is something to be said when you have invested a lot of time and money in something, and then you're at risk of losing it. That's a feeling you can't recreate in other games where you didn't pay that much money, or you're playing it for free on Xbox Game Pass. You have nothing to lose. So anyways, that's my whole spiel. If you guys want to add anything else to that.
Glad you had a good time, Steven.
I don't think it's worth what I spent on the game, though.
How much did you spend? What's the total?
I've never added. I don't want to add it up. because I don't think it's going to make me very happy. But it's manageable. I haven't gone into any sort of crippling debt or any debt. Like, I'm still saving really well. So whatever $5 I'm throwing at this game every day or whatever I'm doing is not hurting me whatsoever.
Mr. Moneybags, huh? Okay.
Yeah, I had a moment like that. It was I think it was December this last 2023. It yours truly made it to the championship in the annual shit show, our fantasy football pinnacle, which is kind of funny because I feel like I came out hot and then I kind of mellowed out halfway through, and then right at the tail end I started picking up steam. Like I think I was 4th or 5th seed in the playoffs. I didn't even get a first round bye, whatever, but I managed to get through those two teams. And so we get going, and I remember we were out. It was actually, I think it was Ryan's birthday. We were in Newport at a bar getting ready to go on a boat. We sailed around the harbor, and while we were doing that, I had CeeDee Lamb, and he caught a 98-yard touchdown, and he ended up scoring 33 points that night.
That was at Ryan's birthday at that seafood restaurant.
That was right. And so
I was playing against him in a championship. I wasn't playing you, but I was in another league playing a championship, and you were all happy about that CeeDee Lamb touchdown, and I was fucking cursing.
Yeah, because he was playing against you.
Yeah.
so I had that, and then I had Derrick Henry, King Henry, like my number 1 overall draft pick, put up 4 points. And I was like, dang. So I had the high on Thursday, and then Sunday started dripping down. I played CJ Stroud. I was like, I played him over my other 2 quarterback options, and he got a measly 12 points. So that wasn't working well. And I'm just watching, and it gets down to Aaron Jones. And Aaron Jones had been terrible all year. And I'm watching, I'm like, dude, I literally just need like a touchdown. Like one touchdown from Aaron Jones will seal this. And as I'm watching it, Aaron Jones breaks off this big old run, runs, gets the touchdown. And then at that moment, I was like, that's it. I got it. And it was cheering and everything, and I was all excited. And I actually was that the night? I think Steven had the money that night. So it was like right as the game ended, he goes, ripped out all the money and said,
it was New Year's Eve.
Yeah, I went all the way up to New Year's Eve. That's right.
So when I showed up for the craps table, I threw a fucking bunch of hundreds at you. Because on our league, the prize is Monopoly money, and we don't gamble.
Yeah.
Real money. But I threw a bunch of $100. What is it? Like 1,500? I don't even remember what the fucking shit is. Like 1,000, I think.
Yeah, like I'm
for the winner. We do a lot of like side pots and stuff.
I'm looking at the stats. Aaron Jones finished the season as number 37 in the running back category, which is garbage. Like that person wouldn't be playing. And I had to hold him while he was garbage all year, and I couldn't agree to play him because he was doing so bad. So just back and forth, and it's nothing like those three months of fantasy football finally paying off and coming out victorious. And I get to wear my crown at the next draft. It's going to be fantastic.
You did it.
Congrats, Chris.
Well, last time Chris won the league, he was put in charge of pre-draft festivities, and can't go into detail because NDA and exclusive.
Shut the fuck up. Are you serious?
Yeah, our draft day is sealed. Nobody is allowed to talk
court
about
order.
it. Rule number 1 of the ass league is you do not talk about the draft. Whatever happens at the draft stays at the draft.
Yep.
Lots of dingleberries from Steven.
Let's just say there was a ritual that Chris spearheaded, and it went over very well.
Incredibly legendary.
Sounds really gay.
It was.
All right. How are we doing, Steven?
That's it. Yeah, I just wanted to admit my relapse to everybody.
So
come clean with it.
So one, I was glad when you quit because I was like, hey, it's going to be good for you. And then now that I hear you coming back, I'm almost slightly excited just because I'm excited to see the content coming back to life. I mean, yeah, like I hope you could deal with your addiction.
Well, I have a few like boundaries for myself now. This is the honest truth. And it's like when I'm hanging out with friends, it has to go away. Cause I hated the comments of like friends. I noticed you like get off the game. I hated that. And I was like, I want to be present for my family and my friends. So like, I definitely am more like, okay, I'm going to go on when it makes sense to go on instead of just like putting myself in the game for no reason throughout the day. Like if I'm on, it's because like we're doing something in the game. I used to just like waste time on it just to distract me or whatever. But now I'm like, I don't really need to be on, so I'm just gonna sign on when it's time. And if I'm gonna hang out with friends, I'm hanging out with friends, not hanging out with friends while playing. So that's kind of my new rules.
I just hope we get an episode where we finally hear the cumulative money spent on this game. I hope that comes to life.
Mel listens to the podcast.
Yeah.
She's gonna be like, "Yo, we're going shopping." We were just talking about big purchases, and then we also had an email from Matt the other episode where he talked about his wife ordering a bunch of shit off of Amazon, and I think it's like probably a common thing where like, you know, they're on Amazon and they want to buy like little things. They see a cool like thing. Oh yeah, get this. Or I saw it on Instagram. Oh, I'm going to buy this. And it's like, oh, it's just $10. Oh, it's just $15. You know what? Next time Mel gives me shit about this goddamn game and my microtransactions, I'm going to pull up the fucking Amazon bill because that shit's always $2,000. Always paying that shit off. And we never order anything big. It's always just like fucking stupid ass like party decorations or this or that or this or that. Like these little knickknacks that just always add up.
That'll show her.
You show her.
So
Steven.
sorry, my microtransactions are in a video game. Your microtransactions are on Amazon.com.
No way that could go wrong.
Tangible items, Steven.
Tangible shit that I throw away in a month. Do you know how much shit I have to clean out of my garage every other month?
We'll start shitting in the toilet.
Joke.
Oh, no, you're not funny.
All right. Is Melody, welcome.
Nah, she puts up with a lot of bullshit. It's all good though.
All right, thank you, Steven. Let me get out of this, and we'll bring up the picker wheel.
Spin your wheel. I want to go to bed.
It's
Ryan's like, here's my topic: scary stories. Bye.
All right, I didn't hear it from Ryan. What'd you
Spin
say?
your wheel.
Yeah.
Here's your wheel, you cocksucker.
Well, surprise, surprise. It's gonna be Ryan.
Surprise, surprise.
It's gonna take Angel like 2 months to edit this one.
Ryan.
It's still rendering.
All right.
Fuck you, okay?
It's audio.
Ryan, what'd you bring the CoinOpia to?
Tonight's story is called a thunderous Sunday service.
Thunder down under.
It's getting late, Steven.
Okay, we'll talk to Chris. He took it all.
Are you ready to go to
Yeah.
bed, Steven?
Yeah.
You're
Make it so I can't go to bed.
Don't you fucking ruin. That's what I was gonna say, you piece of shit. You, Steven, are getting no sleep tonight.
Yes, Daddy. Make it so I can't sleep. Tell me a bedtime story.
Well, let me tell you a story.
Yeah.
Today's story, Steven, takes place in a small town of Widecombe-in-the-Moor in Dartmoor in the Kingdom of England.
The fuck did you just say? The fuck of the bug of the more?
He said he wouldn't come anymore.
The date is Sunday, October 21st, 1638. And what,
Best year ever.
And what occurred on this date is certain to chill you to the bone.
Ooh.
But before we get to the devilish details, Angel,
Yeah.
I'm going to circle back a few months. We're going to journey to the Tavistock Inn in a nearby town of Poundsgate. Our
Pound.
subject, his name is Jan Reynolds, and he's hanging out at the bar on a rainy Friday night. And Jan is in the dumps, Christopher. He's down 100 pounds because he has a sickness. And you know what this sickness is, Christopher?
Gambling addiction to mobile gaming?
Very close. Because the sickness is very similar to our own Cowboy Steven.
gay.
And the sickness is for the cards. Jan is a chronic gambler. And unfortunately, just like Steven Angel, he's not very good.
Oh. Find out on my birthday, bitch.
Yeah, fuck you. I got money from you last year. Anyway. While Jan was hanging out at the bar, a stranger rolled up on a jet black horse. He hitched his horse to the rail and slowly walked up to the bar. Dressed all in black, face covered by a hood, sits next to Jan. 1 ale. The stranger demanded to the barmaid, and he slid some coins onto the bar top. You got it, mister, the barmaid said. And the man in the black, he looked toward Jan and said, what ails ya? You seem down, my friend. Oi! I can't find any luck in these cards tonight. I get ya. What if I could guarantee you a winning night? What would you give? Well, oi! I'll give anything at this rate. I'm gonna be in the streets begging for handouts from the church. I can help you. But can you make me a promise? Sure! What would it be?
Don't do it.
Well, Jan, you have a reputation for snoozing off in odd places. But we can't have you sleeping at church anymore. If I can guarantee you'll never lose another hand tonight, promise me you won't fall asleep in church ever again, or the devil will have your soul. I promise! Jan made a complete 180, super excited, and rushed to the gambling tables. Deal. And the man turned around, grabbed his drink, chugged it down. You know what Jan heard, Steven? As the man chugged the drink?
It fall to the floor, dripping on the floor.
No, it sizzled down his throat.
Ooh.
Sizzled.
Chlamydia.
Sizzled. And then the man quietly walked to his horse and rode off into the evening. And wouldn't you know it, Steven, Jan had the greatest night of poker of his life. He won hundreds of pounds.
A lot of money back in the day.
However, you know what, Steven? Just like you returned to your little fucking video game, Jan didn't learn his lesson.
Her?
Addicted to that thrill of the night, he returned night after night after night. It just kept losing for months. And then one Saturday, he lost every penny to his name. Stayed up all night drinking in his sorrows. And depressed that morning, Jan immediately went to church on the morning of October 21st, 1638. Now, this was an unusually rainy Sunday, and as Jan listened to the sermon and the gentle pitter-patter of the rain falling onto the roof, you know what happened, Stephen?
She fell asleep.
Jan's a man.
He fell asleep.
Yes. Fell asleep. He fell asleep holding up a deck of cards in his hand. And you know what happened, Stephen?
The devil took its soul.
Oh, I wish it was that simple,
Oh,
Stephen.
no, please don't. I can't take any more.
All hell broke loose is what happened. Suddenly, a deep darkness overcame the entire church. Powerful thunder shook the cobblestone walls, and suddenly, a ball of fire burst through the window. Everyone in the church witnessed this ball of fire bounce off the walls, striking several attendees. The minister at the front was unharmed, but his wife, who was standing next to him, her clothes became singed and her face burned. The head of the local rabbit farm, Robber Mead, was struck by a powerful ball of fire, thrown into a support pillar, and his face split open and his brain fell onto the floor.
Ew.
Another attendee, Master Hill, was tossed into the wall and instantly died from the trauma of the force, while his son watched in horror unharmed.
SPC, SEC 3006.
A small dog, Stephen, like your little weenie dog, was calmly enjoying refuge from the rain, was tossed out the front door as if swept away by a tornado.
I feel like this is giving like Silent Hill vibes.
And our friend Jan, Stephen,
Yeah.
laid there quietly sleeping, holding his playing cards tightly in his hand, was whisked up into the sky. As Jan was carried off, 4 aces fell from his playing deck down to the ground.
Lucky.
And to this day, in God's year 2024, it is said that if you go to the Warren House Inn in the United Kingdom, you can see 4 ancient field enclosures, each shaped like the symbols from the pack of playing cards: a diamond, a club, a spade, and a heart.
Shouldn't have fallen asleep in church.
Now, there are several historical written accounts of this very incident that you can look up to this day. It is written in the records. It's true. Don't laugh. You snicker. Now, Angel, what do you think the official claim is of what happened at this church?
At the church? Dude, so much has happened since the church.
What did the officials say it was?
It was the devil.
No. Officially, this is known as the first written account as a phenomena known as ball lightning.
Ball lightning. Like ball,
Lightning.
B-A-A-L. The Dead 3? Baldur's Gate 3? We're talking about ball?
B-A-L-L. Ball lightning.
How many L?
Or, Steven, was it in fact the devil claiming a soul?
I believe it was the devil claiming.
What say you, Christopher?
You know, wasn't Ryan talking about a previous episode where I think it was right around the 1900s? There was that event that like blew all the trees down in Russia or something.
Oh, yes, I remember that
I
one.
feel like that was right about the same time. There was also that like first recorded like sun flare was in like the late 1800s. It was a sun flare, or it was the magnetic poles adjusting. It was a weird phenomenon that happened on Earth. So did something happen like this? I think so. I'm a man of science. I do like the religious aspect of, is it like, let's take lightning, for example. Who's in the wrong? Is it the guy who can't explain lightning, or the guy that doesn't, humble themselves to the awesome power of nature? Right. So in this one, I could totally see, this lightning ball or these different elements in a probably building that started using metal pieces. I could see like some magnetism or whatnot adjusting that, but yeah, I see it being a possibility, especially if we've got some written record.
You think it was lightning, or do you think it was the devil, Christopher?
I think it was lightning, but the timing and the way that it presented itself, it would be so easy to be like, the devil caused that one.
What about Jan floating away, being carried away to never be seen again?
I don't know about that one.
How does lightning do that?
Was it Gervas? No, what was the name of this church? Warren Hastings?
It was in Widecombe-in-the-Moor, M-O-O-R.
Okay.
In Dartmoor, in the Kingdom of England.
Yeah. I don't know about the being carried away. I'm a little less optimistic about that.
Well, Steven.
Yes, sir.
You have a lot of relations with Jan. How do you feel about this? You have poker cards on your chest, but not on your nipples. Not tattooed on the nipples, but on your chest.
I don't have poker cards on my chest, actually.
Somewhere on your body you have poker cards.
I have the symbols.
Oh, the symbols, you say?
Yeah.
The heart, the diamond, the club, the spade.
Correct. And I do believe that Jan is a classic tale of deadly sins, huh? Yeah.
Yes.
And I don't know how much relation I have with Jan, because first of all, I don't need the devil to help me win. I win on my own. And but yeah, it's just like a classic gambler, I feel like, that would do something like that, take a deal with the devil and then still like go against it almost immediately. Because I feel like I've been around enough like degenerates to know that like they'll do anything. They'll like, suck a dick to win money. But how did she know that was the devil? I guess she kind of got the hint when it was sizzling.
Yeah, the sizzling.
Yeah.
And as you could see, they sold their soul to the devil. They just couldn't fall asleep in church. That was the one.
And just don't go to church. Loophole?
When you're homeless and it's raining, you go to church.
Oh, yeah, it's true. How dare you compare me to Jan?
Angel, you look unenthused.
I don't know.
What trash bin did you dig this story out of?
What is this, Ryan? What story is this?
Where do you source this crap?
These are historical facts.
Oh, bullshit.
Google it.
Really?
Google it.
What
Angel.
is their name?
Go ahead and Google Widecombe-in-the-Moor
With the cum in the morning.
in Dartmoor Kingdom Church, 1638.
Morning cum porn videos.
That's exactly what I would expect to pop up when searching that.
Can you spell it?
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat here.
All right. Yeah.
I don't make my shit
It's an
up. This stuff is well researched,
Really though?
and then I dramatize it.
I just want to know like where you source this material from, or are you just googling like creepy stories about?
Guys, it's total. It's the Great Thunderstorm on Wikipedia. There's a whole section on here, eyewitness accounts, things that they talked about,
See,
and I'm becoming more and more plausible that it was realistic.
It's real.
Yeah.
All I'm seeing is porn.
Maybe it was a hurricane.
So
Look
a
at
few
that picture up there.
Yeah. So a few things that I want to point out here. So to round out Ryan's story, the concept is a great ball of fire ripped through a window, tearing the roof open, and it said it hit different people, almost like a laser beam coming in through. Now, from someone who is there, that's probably what it looks like. Now, is it operating like lightning would? Yeah. Does lightning travel? It's going to take the shortest route to go down? Yeah. Is it going to hit the tallest thing in the area? Yeah. Why don't you look over here on these pictures? You see that it's just farmland, and the churches were known for being the tallest structures in the area. They have their steeple where they have metal bells at the top, and they're mostly made of wood and or stone walls, and their roofs are made of wood. So you're having this tall thing in a thunderstorm. Now you're thinking, do thunderstorms take place up in England? Well, of course they do. Do you want to know why England was so successful? It's because it had the thermal currents go through there. You have the warm waters of the Caribbean cruise up the coast of North America and cross to just about where England's at. And then at that point, it gets cool enough to turn around and start switching back. So you're at a location where you're having rapidly changing high pressure and low pressure situations, is ripe for thunderstorms up there, North Europe. Story checks out.
You also have a church full of wealth and greed. That is what the devil is attracted to.
How dare you?
And sin.
But wait a minute. So you're saying that the Caribbean coming up the eastern coast of the United States travels across the Atlantic Ocean?
Yes.
And still maintains that momentum?
Yes.
Okay. You know what the biggest problem I have with this story?
What?
Great Ball of Fire sounds like a Johnny Cash lyric, and I'm not about that.
How about this, Angel? Tell me this. Have you ever been to Greenland?
Absolutely not. I have not been outside of the United States except for Mexico.
But you know where Greenland's located at in the world, right?
No.
It's okay. It's above Canada.
No, it's not.
With that being said, do you think there's a lot of farmland on Greenland?
Hold on. Greenland is not
Greenland's
above
the
it.
one without the green. That's how you remember.
Greenland is right here, Angel. I'm showing it on screen
I
for
thought
you.
that was Iceland.
Oh, you
Okay,
are.
that's Greenland. That's not North Antarctica. That's Greenland right there.
That's northeast.
It's above Canada, though.
Okay, yeah.
Right? You see that? Okay. Would you say it's common for farmland to take place in North Canada and in Greenland?
No.
No, it's not. Those areas are frozen tundras most of the year, if not all of the year, and they don't produce farmland. However, if you stay on, the 38th parallel axis there, and you go straight across, you hit England. Is England a highly fertile farmland? Yes. It's actually one of the furthest places north that they're able to grow crops year round, and that's what made them so popular. So powerful, is they were able to be all the way up there, but still be able to farm. When I went to Scotland and Ireland, I was there in, I think, June, and it was 11:30 at night, and the sun was still out. It was weird. I was like on cloud nine. I was so confused on the timing because it's so far north. So with that being said, how can England be very fertile and having great weather that it can grow crops year round when it's just as high as Greenland?
Well, that's a fair point, but I'm going to say this, Chris. That's a good argument. It's on the same longitude, latitude, whatever the fuck, but it's a microclimate, okay? How is Southern California such a perfect fucking weather area, and Florida is literally almost on the same level, and it has shittier weather than us?
How does Florida have shittier weather? Because it rains more? Because it's more humidity and pressure?
It's more humid. Yeah.
Well, because you have the Atlantic Ocean is warmer than the Pacific Ocean.
Right. So then how are you going to compare England, which is on a different part of the world, and Canada?
Well, so that'd be a great question if I was trying to compare California and the Pacific Ocean to England and the Atlantic Ocean, because it's two separate oceans. But that's not what I'm comparing it to. I'm actually comparing Greenland and England together, and they're in the same ocean.
I think you're doing a false equivalency. I don't think the ocean has anything to do with it. I think it's a microclimate. It's the surrounding environment that makes England an ideal place to grow crops and whatever the hell, and Iceland or whatever the hell, Greenland, a nightmare.
I'm getting ready to show you that.
Why are we talking about the climate again?
I don't
the devil
know.
whisked the man away.
No, because I was selling the climate because if let's take I don't know, let's take Alaska for example. Are there a lot of thunderstorms in Alaska? No, it's cold so often there's not a pressure change. Florida, you get a lot of thunderstorms because you have rapid temperature changes there, because you have extra hot air coming up through the Caribbean, and then you have the colder East Coast, and you got the mush, and you got all the humidity building up in there. So I'm just trying to make the equivalent of you have a place that is frozen year round and a place that their temperature relevates. And the area that relevates is going to have more storms than the area that's cold all the time.
And the devil likes to hang out there.
No, I actually agree with you. Okay. Yes.
Like I would also say that London and Moscow are also almost on the same latitude.
But they're not the same.
Moscow's like frozen year round.
Because
Moscow's not frozen year round.
One is the Queen and the other is Russia.
I think you're thinking of like Siberia.
I don't enjoy Moscow mules.
I love Moscow mules.
I think it's a hipster bullshit thing, and it hurts my mouth.
Do you know what part of it hurts your mouth?
Too cold?
The entire thing. No, it's kind of like just the taste of ginger. I'm
like a real ginger beer instead of just like...
Yeah, just give me some whiskey. I just want whiskey.
I really enjoy when I switch it to a drug mule. I don't know why that one's so much more offensive, but it's when you put tequila in it.
Or a Mexican mule.
Yeah, I guess I could say that. Okay, maybe I made it offensive.
I don't even go there.
And that's how we got canceled.
Well, I'm pretty damn sure the devil walked into that church that day.
Wait a minute.
Tell you what.
Hold on. You said the devil walked into the church. He's not allowed.
Well, he blew the roof off.
Well, he's like, what? No.
He made a deal with Jan, Angel. He said if he falls asleep in church, the devil will take his soul. They had an agreement, so he was allowed to enter the church to grab Jan.
That does sound like something the devil will do.
Tricked him.
No, dude.
Trickery.
It's not a vampire. You can't just get permission and come in. It's the devil. There's holy light. It's holy land. You can't just step on it.
There was a soul that was his to claim.
I would disagree with you, Angel. I mean the devil was on top of the Jewish temple in Israel. I mean, if he could step foot there, he could step foot anywhere.
On top or inside?
I guess it was technically on top, but point still taken. I don't think he's exempt from going anywhere.
That would be wild. Can you imagine in a church possession?
Yeah.
God,
I'm sure that's happened.
Those are one of the scary movies. If I'm gonna have to pick one to like cut out of it, it's possession movies. Man, I'm out. That shit fucks me up.
Those are terrifying.
Anything demon or possession is like.
And I enjoy it.
Like I could watch like Texas Chainsaw all day long. Doesn't bother me whatsoever. But show me The Exorcist, I'm done.
Gotcha.
What's your opinion on Insidious?
It's terrifying.
I think I watched one. I can't remember, man. It's been a long time since I've seen scary movies, since my current partner does not like them. She thinks that The Avengers is scary.
What?
So there's not a lot of thriller. I sneak those in.
Oh, so she wants to watch Disney movies.
She loves Disney movies. She loves romantic Hallmark comedy movies.
I would gladly watch a Disney movie over an Exorcist movie.
It's fun watching it with your kid because you're paying attention, but you're also seeing how they react to it. It makes you feel like a kid again. You're like, oh yeah, I remember like that part. Like she likes to watch classics and the new stuff, but the classics a lot.
But anyway, I don't want to divulge into another thing, so that's all I gotta say about that. I want to go to bed.
Yep, same.
Angel's falling asleep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. No, I'm not. How dare you?
I have a picture.
It is. It is 12:48 in the morning.
I wonder why I'm getting migraines.
It's obviously the blue light.
It's got to be the blue light.
You cheaped out on your lenses.
Staying up till 1 a.m.
For once every 2 weeks, you can't fucking pinpoint hit all your migraines on once.
I
every
never
2
said
weeks.
it. I don't stay up for other things.
Democracy.
Porn.
For democracy.
That game is going to fizzle out, dude.
Oh, okay.
sure.
Okay.
But it's
That's why
so
I'm
hot
totally
right
not
now.
gonna get it.
But it's all about riding.
You're so
The waves
jealous,
always
Angel.
end. I guess you
I'm not
should,
jealous, dude.
Angel. I guess you should never go surfing because eventually that wave ends. But while you're riding the wave, man, it's a really fucking fun time.
I am not spending $40 on that wave. Okay? I'm not spending $40.
Ryan demanded it,
Ryan demanded what?
and he was supposed to get it for me, and he fucking
I can't believe he actually got full price on that.
Jewed out on me.
Ryan, why did you get full price on that game?
Because the wave is hot right now, baby.
Oh, you're annoying.
He has a loophole, man. I don't know if I'll disclose. He pays full price, yes, but is he spending money?
It's not real monies.
Yeah.
Honestly, I haven't played games in like 3 weeks.
You're full of shit.
I don't have time.
Man, what do you do with all your regular time?
I do other things. I'm
He has 2 kids.
developing stuff.
Edit the podcast.
Kids too, yeah. Oh, that too, yeah. But I like developing things. More to come. That might be actually a big segment.
Develop this dick in your mouth.
Hell yeah. Dude. All right. Let's go ahead and close out. Thank you so much, listeners, for listening. It's been quite a long day. We're going to go in the perfect order to close out. And that perfect order starts with... God, a part of me just wanted to like close out the session. That would be funny. Chris.
Thanks again, Cowfolk. Thanks for always hanging with us and sticking to us. We're coming up on that year, baby. But let's keep it riding. Let's hear from you. And I hope you guys are enjoying the content. Good night. Peace out. I hope some of you can manage to get to sleep after Ryan's story.
All right. Thank you, Chris. Next up in the perfect order. Steven.
Oh, man. It's just that time again, boys and girls. Saddle on up and go down that old dusty road.
Country roads.
Go off into the sunset. And never let the devil come in and rip you out of church. Tell you what.
I tell you what.
Peace out, everybody.
All right. Thank you, Steven. And with that,
Good night.
We're out.
right.
How mad would he be?
Good night.
Ooh. Hit you with the night.
Oh, I was fucking with him. All right. Now with that, we're out.